Every for sale by owner thinks they're saving money. They're not. They're getting robbed, and every realtor in this country knows it. This video is going to piss off a lot of people in my industry. I'm going to say things realtors don't say on camera because
we're not supposed to.
But if you're thinking about selling your house without an agent, you need every second of this. The math you're doing is wrong. The advice your buddy gave you is wrong. And that YouTuber over there telling you to save 6%, they're either lying or they've just never actually sold a house. I'm Michael Sabbath, Tulsa Realtor, and I'm going to walk you through what for sale by owner actually costs you when you strip the fairy tale away. Real math, real risks, real conversations I have with for sale by owner sellers every single week who wish they'd done it differently. Stick around to the end because there's a third option most sellers have never heard of, and it changes everything. Real quick, if you're already sitting there just like, hey, help me figure this out on my house, my info is in the description below. You can book a free call. There's zero pressure, there's zero pitch, just an honest conversation. But finish the video first because what I'm about to say will change how that call goes. Let me say something no other realtor will say on camera. For sale by owner sellers are smart. They're not lazy. They're not cheap. They looked at an $18,000 commission bill and said, hell no, I'm not paying that. They Googled how to sell a house without an agent, watched a couple videos, and decided they'd figure it out. Honestly, respect. That's exactly what I would do too if I hadn't been sitting in this industry watching how this actually plays out. The problem isn't that you're wrong to want to save money. The problem is your math is missing about 7 variables that don't even show up until after you've committed, after you've turned down your first offer, after the buyer's inspector finds the things you didn't disclose, after your house has been sitting on Zillow for 4 months looking like it's got something wrong with it. By the time you learn those variables the hard way, they've cost you more than your commission you were trying to save. Every single time. Every week, I call for sale by owner sellers across the Tulsa Metro. Bixby, Owasso, Broken Arrow, Sand Springs, Sapulpa, all of them. Some of them, they hang up on me. Some of them tell me to go fuck off, and some of them actually want to talk. I want to give you a real feel for how these calls go, because if you're thinking about for sale by owner right now, you're going to recognize yourself in at least one of these. The most common one, guy answers the phone. I introduce myself. He immediately goes,
hey, well, if you've got a buyer, bring them by. I'll pay the commission.
That is the for sale by owner holy grail sentence. Sounds smart. He's telling me he'll pay a buyer's agent commission if I bring a qualified buyer. Here's the problem with that. I'm not calling as a buyer's agent. I'm calling as a listing agent. He doesn't have anyone marketing his house to buyer's agents in the first place. So the just bring me a buyer strategy only works if buyer's agents, even if he knows his house exists, which without MLS exposure, they don't. He thinks he's setting up a smart hybrid deal. What he actually did was tell every listing agent in Tulsa he didn't need help. So we all move on and his house keeps on sitting. Then you've got the for sale by owner who says,
I've done this before. I know what I'm doing.
Cool, bro. Meanwhile, I pulled up his listing before I called. 83 days on the market, 2 price drops. Zillow shows the listing has been stale for so long, the algorithm is burying it. He's technically still selling for sale by owner, but no one's looking at his house anymore. Doing it once didn't mean you did it well. Some of the for sale by owners telling me they know what they're doing and they're on the 3rd price drop and they just don't want to admit it. And then you've got my personal favorite, for sale by owner answers the phone, hears, hey, this is Michael Sabbath, I'm a realtor, and immediately tells me to pound sand and go eat shit before I finish my sentence. That's fine. That's their right. I'm not offended. Most of the time, when I circle back 3 months later, the sign's still in the yard. But let me tell you about 3 calls that actually landed because these are the ones that'll stick with you. Call 1, owner in the Metro, for sale by owner, 3 months in, already dropped his price twice. I asked, well, what do you thought was happening? He said, quote,
the market's just soft right now.
Yeah, dude, the market was soft in his neighborhood specifically, where 3 houses just like his had sold in the last 60 days. All listed by agents, all sold within the 30-day range at or above asking price. His house wasn't the problem, his approach was, but it was easier to blame the market than admit it. Call number 2 was woman in the Metro, 5 months for sale by owner, told me she had tons of showings and no offers. I asked how she was qualifying buyers before letting them into her house. Long pause on the other end. She said,
I let people come and look.
For 5 months, nosy neighbors, the kickers, the people who couldn't get financing, and total randoms just walking through her house, every single one of them was wasting her time and she had no idea how to tell them apart. Now, call number 3. This one is going to hit some of you. Guy's in his 60s, retiring, needed the equity from his sale to move closer to his grandkids, sold for sale by owner, handled all the paperwork himself, closed, everything looks great. 6 months later, he gets sued. The buyer discovered something on the property that he was is legally required to disclose in Oklahoma, and he didn't because he didn't know he had to. That lawsuit cost him significantly more than the commissions he saved, and you know what didn't cover it? His homeowner's insurance. Those aren't horror stories I made up to scare you. Those are just Tuesday afternoon phone calls. This is happening right now in your neighborhood to smart people who thought they were being smart with their money. Okay, quick pause. I'm not making this video to talk you out of for sale by owner. I'm making it so you go in with clear eyes. If you decide for sale by owner is right for you after this, good. Do it right, do it informed. But if you're already listed and it's not going the way you thought, or if you haven't listed and you're getting nervous, my link is in the description. There's zero pressure, just an honest look at your situation. Now, let's get into the math. This is where it gets brutal. Here is where for sale by owner sellers actually lose money. The commission line looks great. Every other line, that's where you get destroyed. Number one, you still pay the buyer's agents. This is the big one. For sale by owner influencers won't tell you. Roughly 9 out of 10 buyers use a buyer's agent. That agent doesn't work for free. If you refuse to pay their commission, their agent tells the buyer to not look at the house. Yes, since the NAR settlement in 2024, this is negotiable in ways it wasn't before, but the reality on the ground, most buyers still expect it built in the deal. Refuse to offer it and 90% of the buyer pool skips your house. So your $18,000 in savings just became $9,000 and we haven't even started. Number two is for sale by owner homes sell for less, period. NAR data consistently shows for sale by owner homes sell for a lower median price than agent assisted homes. The exact percentage varies year to year based on how you measure it, but the gap is real and it's significant. Why? Well, there's no MLS exposure, no professional photos, negotiating against people who negotiate for a living, emotional attachment making your judgment worse. On a $300,000 house, that gap alone can be tens of thousands. Your commission savings already gone. Number three, time is money and you're bleeding. Every month your house sits, you're paying mortgage, property tax, insurance, utilities, and maintenance. On a typical Tulsa home, that's thousands of dollars a month in carrying costs. For sale by owner homes take a lot longer to sell. Do that math over 3 extra months. Your commission savings are gone before we even get to the next point. Number four is legal risks that will destroy you. Real estate contracts are legal documents. Oklahoma has specific disclosure requirements. Fill out a disclosure from wrong or miss something you should have disclosed and you can get sued by the buyer after closing. That lawsuit can cost more than every commission you were trying to save combined, and your homeowner's insurance won't cover it. Remember the guy earlier I told you in his 60s? That was him, and he had no idea he was making the mistake until 6 months later when the lawsuit landed on his kitchen table. Number five, you're outclassed at the negotiation table. When you're negotiating with a buyer's agent, you're a homeowner going up against someone who negotiates real estate deals for a living every day. That's not a fair fight. That's not you being clever. That is you being outclassed at every counter, every concession, every inspection, every closing cost negotiation. They know how to squeeze you. You don't know how to push back. That gap alone can cost you 5 figures on one deal. And listen, here's the deal. I know what some of you are thinking right now. Well, Michael, I'll just ask ChatGPT or AI what to do. I've got it. I'll figure it out. Yeah, about that. ChatGPT can give you a generic script for a counteroffer. It cannot read the actual room. It cannot detect that the buyer's agents just made a play. It cannot notice the buyer's silence at the closing table, meaning that they're about to potentially walk. The buyer's agent on the other side of your negotiation, they've been doing it for 10 years. They've read 1,000 rooms, watched 1,000 sellers make the same mistake. You watched a YouTube video and copy pasted some prompts into ChatGPT. That's not a fair fight either. Look, I use ChatGPT and AI every single day. It's an incredible tool. I'm not anti-AI, but asking AI to negotiate a $300,000 transaction for you is like asking Google Maps to drive your car. It'll get close, but it won't get you there safely. That gap between what you know and what the buyer's agent knows, that's where your money goes every time. So let me recap the for sale by owner math for you. You save maybe 3% commission. You lose 5 to 10% on the sale price. You bleed thousands a month in carrying costs. You take on legal risks your insurance won't cover. You get out negotiated by a professional on every single step. That's why I said in the intro, you're not saving money. You, my friend, are being robbed. It's just happening slow enough that you don't feel it until it's over. All right, so you've made it this far. One of two things is true. You're already having second thoughts, or you're dug in and you want to see if I actually have a real answer. Either way, this next part is for you because I'm about to tell you something that my brokerage does that most agents in this town, they won't offer. And this is gonna change the entire conversation. Here's what my brokerage offers. This is gonna sound weird because you've never heard a realtor say it. 3 flat fee listing packages. You pick the level of service you actually need. Full details on the package page are in the description. And here's what that means in real terms. Instead of paying 6% commission on the sale of your home, you pay a flat fee for the specific services that you need. Your house goes on the MLS, the same database every real buyer's agent uses to find homes for their clients. You get professional photography, you get expert paperwork handling, you get someone who negotiates for a living sitting on your side of the table, and you get to keep the majority of the equity that would have gone to a traditional listing commission. This is not for sale by owner. This is not full commission listing. This is the third option that lets you save real money without giving up the leverage that gets for sale by owner sellers destroyed. I want to be honest about something. Most realtors in Tulsa, they won't offer you this. Some brokerages don't even allow it. Some agents will actively badmouth it because it disrupts their commission model. That's fine. Fuck them. I'd rather help 50 sellers with a hybrid model than 20 with a traditional one. That's my math. If you're in the Tulsa Metro and any of this is speaking to you, my information is in the description. Book a free consultation. I'll walk you through the 3 tiers, the actual pricing, and what makes sense for your house. There's no pressure, there's no pitch, just an honest answer and a simple conversation. And here's what I want you to walk away with. For sale by owner isn't stupid. It's just harder and more expensive than the internet actually told you. The math is real, the risks are real, and there's a third option most sellers don't even know exists. If you are determined to sell for sale by owner, more power to you. Do it right, do it informed, and I hope that this video helped you avoid the mistakes I've watched way too many people make. 3 quick asks before you go. Please do me a favor, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this video reach other homeowners about to make a huge financial decision without the right information. Drop a comment, tell me your story. Have you sold for sale by owner and crushed it? Tell me how. Try it and got wrecked? Tell me what went wrong. Thinking about it right now? Tell me why. I read every single one and reply back. And also send this to anyone you know in the Tulsa Metro thinking about selling. This could save them $30,000 or more. And guys, in closing, whatever you decide, I'm in your corner. I'll see you in the next video.